everyone, and welcome to Megan's Place Conversations on Healing. I'm your host, Meghan Fouad, and this is a space for honest conversations about mental and emotional health, healing relationships, and creating lasting change. Today, we are talking about something really important, the work that is going on in our community. And today I am joined by Kassandra Flores. She is the Director of Supportive Services at Sourcewise. We are so happy to have you here, Kassandra. Could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me here. And hello, everyone over there listening to this amazing podcast. Yes, my name is Kassandra Flores. I am the Director of Support Services at Sourcewise. I started there a year ago, and the work that we are doing is magnificent. Magnificent. So I'm really excited to talk to all of you about what we do and how we do it and how we can help you.
Well, I am so excited for one to hear about all of that. And starting off, I know that Sourcewise serves people across so many different life stages and needs. So, from your perspective, what is the connection between access to community resources and someone's mental or emotional well being?
You are right. Sourcewise, we serve older adults, caregivers, adults with disabilities. And one thing I have learned is that access to resources has a huge impact on mental health and emotional well being. Many people who contact us aren't looking for a service, they're looking for a duration. They might be feeling overwhelmed, isolated, or unsure of where to turn, whether it's Meals on Wheels, caregiver support, mental health resources, or help navigating services. Simply having someone to guide them can make a world of difference. One of the most rewarding uh, parts of our work is hearing the relief in someone's voice by the end of a call. That really like fulfill the work that we do, and it fulfill us all, like when we are able to help, when people feel seen, heard, and supported. They're no longer carrying those challenges alone. At Sourcewise, we strive to be trusted neighbor people can count on. So we really are your neighbor. If you're ever on the street and then you say hi to the neighbor, that's the one that we want to be. The one that you want to say hi, the one that you want to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. And, coming from the mental health side, I absolutely agree that sometimes people just really need to feel heard. A lot of times, people are going through life, they might be struggling and they might not really have any support emotionally. And sometimes, just even having a little bit of validation, feeling heard, the friendly neighbor, sometimes it can make the world of difference.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of people don't really realize how overwhelming it can be to ask for help or even know where to start. And I'm curious what some of the biggest barriers are that you see people facing when trying to access support.
Question. And I do like to give a shout out to our support services supervisors, John and Monica, whose insights shaped this response. For example, in South Santa Clara County, two of the biggest barriers for older adults and adults with disabilities are transportation and access to technology. Imagine if you can't get to an appointment on time or don't know how to access services online, getting help can feel impossible. Uh, and then after that, we also see what we call systems fatigue. People are already dealing with difficult situations, and then they're faced with paperwork and wait lists and navigating multiple agencies. But that's where Sourcewise comes in through our transportation services, our network of more than 400 community partners, even Advent being one of them. Warm transfers and our no run door system approach, we help people find the right support without having to figure it out all alone on their own as well. So if we need to do the application, we will get to it and do it. But there is a lot of barriers for sure.
Absolutely. And I think that you make a really good point there too about maybe they don't even know how to access online services. I feel like so often I think, oh, well, telehealth is a much easier way to access things, if someone doesn't have transportation or for a number of other reasons too. Um, but at the end of the day, that can itself still be a barrier. Maybe they don't have good internet. Maybe they don't have access to internet. Maybe they don't have access to a computer.
Mhm.
There are still a lot of barriers, even in the barrier-free approaches that we have.
Yes.
And, I know that community care can sometimes feel like a buzzword, so to say. And in
Mhm.
your work, I'm curious what it actually looks like in practice and what does it really matter for long-term health and resilience?
I would say community care is more than a buzzword. To me, it starts taking care of ourselves so we can take care of others. I always think about the airplane safety message. Put on your own oxygen mask before helping someone else. We see this every day with caregivers. Many are caring for an aging parent or loved one while also working, raising children, and managing their own responsibilities. It's easy for them to put themselves last. I see it I see it with my support services team too. They spend every day helping people through difficult situations and they have to make time to recharge and support one another. Community care is people helping people, while making sure no one has to carry the burden alone. That's what creates a healthier and more resilient communities.
I couldn't agree more. And that idea that it is people helping people. I think that,
Yes.
so I love the airplane analogy because it's so true. I think about it in, the work that I do too about you can't pour from an empty cup. Like if I'm not taking care of my needs, I cannot help people care for their own needs. There's nothing that I can give if I'm not giving to myself first. And I think that you're exactly right.
Yes. I always think about that. I'm like, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's like, wait, hold on, let me take care of me, and then I will make sure I can help everybody else. But
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
I feel like it's very important. And I think a lot of times too in the community work that we do, that goes out the window a little bit is there's often this need to care for others. And a lot of times we're in this type of work because we want to help other people. But sometimes we have to help ourselves first. And that kind of goes into my next question of, if someone's listening today who feels maybe isolated or overwhelmed or unsure of where to turn, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, the population is a lot of isolation. So I want them to know one simple thing, and everybody listening to, once you are not alone. Life can be overwhelming, and sometimes asking for help is the hardest step. But once you but you don't have to navigate those challenges by yourself. At Sourcewise, we are here to listen, help you understand your options, and connect you to resources that can make a difference. There is help available, there is hope, and there are people who genuinely care. Sometimes one phone call can take can be the first steps towards finding the support and community you need.
Absolutely. And I think that it helps too that there are so many resources in this community, and a lot of them people don't know about. I find out about new resources probably multiple times a week that I can connect clients with. And I think it's incredible the community and the support services that we have available, especially places like Sourcewise, and also the people that bridge those gaps as well between, sometimes the county services and things like that. So I think that it's amazing all of the support that we have available. We just have to tap into it. And Kassandra, I am so glad that you came to join us today and shared a little bit more about what you get to do at Sourcewise. And we got to talk about some amazing things about community care, as well as some of the barriers that we see. And so I really appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Well, thank you so much again for inviting me. This has been a pleasant time hanging with you at your Megan's place, and I hope these conversations helps a lot of people.
I hope so too. I'm sure it will. And for all of those listening, tune in again every other Monday at 10 a.m. for Megan's Place Conversations on Healing.